with the help of God, we're going to talk about one of the most interesting subjects that each human being wants to know. We call it the resurrection of the death, okay? The resurrection of the death means one day everybody, maybe not everybody, maybe most of the people will talk about it. But many people who lived in this universe will be back in Earth. People will come back to life. What? Come on, doesn't make sense. Really? We will go inside the details. According to the prophets, we'll see exactly what Hashem says. But guys, before we get inside, I don't know. If I hear it, it reminds me like a scary movie. Like somebody it's a horror movie. Oh, it's crazy. Right, guys. But we need to concentrate how it will happen. And when somebody dies, how he'll come back. That doesn't make sense, right? Okay, guys. So let's start. First of all, I want to tell you guys to share it because this information each human being needs to know. Okay. So guys, like we say, if somebody died 1,000 years ago and you tell each average human being he's going to come back, he will say it doesn't make sense. Some scientists will say, no, what are you talking about? We're intelligent. We have brain. Doesn't make sense that somebody who died will come back to life. Come on, we're talking seriously. I'm a scientist. I have proofs. Well, let's see if that scientist is right, with all due respect, right? Okay, now, will have the honor to be alive in the resurrection of the death? That's a main question we need to ask. Now, guys, I want to go Ezekiel. I'm sorry if I'm not saying it right. Ezekiel. Okay, now I want to read carefully what he has to say. Okay, this is the Bible, right? So we're Ezekiel, verse chapter 36, okay? 36, 37. Okay, 37, yeah, okay. Now, guys, check it out. I'm telling you, we say in Hebrew, Divrei Elohim Chaim. What God says here, it's not a Shakespeare book, it's not a fantasia. No, it's what God says. Okay. Haita, now check it out, guys. Haita ala yad Adonai. I'll translate it. Vayotzieni beruach Adonai v'anichem miltoch habik'a v'melea tzamot. Hashem took him, Ezekiel, he took him to a place with a big desert. Now in the desert, what he's seeing? והעבירני עליהם סביב סביב, והנה רבות מאוד על פני הבקעה, והנה יבשות מאוד. He sees so many bones, thousands of bones. Now, what's that bones is? So let me tell you something, guys, okay? It says in one of the Midrashim that in the time of Egypt, when the nation of Israel was slaves in Egypt, so some of them escaped Egypt, okay? They ran away. It was hard to run away from Egypt. But that was people from Ephraim, okay? The people of Ephraim. They ran away. And apparently what happened, people from Amalek was attacking them and everybody was dying there, okay? Now, what happened when a body stayed in the desert for basically like 1,000 years? It's not bones, it's powder. So suddenly he sees like thousands of bones that it's powder. What's going on? Now, God is asking Ezekiel, ויאמר אלי בן אדם, התחיינה העצמות האלה? God is asking him, these bones, they can be alive? And then he said, you know. What do you mean you don't? What do you mean you know? Of course, you're God. You can do everything. Okay? But guys, the reason is that he said, you know, that not every human being will have the right to wake up in the resurrection of the death. Only people who keep the 7 laws of Noach. People who don't work idol worship, people who work idol worshiping will have no chance. Guys, it's scary. But let's see what exactly he says. ויאמר אליי, הנבא על העצמות האלה, ואמרת עליהם, העצמות היבשמו דבר אדוני. Now listen what God needs to say. כה אמר אדוני אלוהים לעצמות האלה, הנה אני מביא בכם רוח וחייתם. I'm bringing you spiritual soul, and you will be alive. ונתתי עליכם גידים, והעליתי עליכם בשר, וקרמתי עליכם אור, ונתתי בכם רוח, וחייתם וידעתם כי אני אדוני. I will give you bones. The bones will be back. The skin, the meat, all the parts of the body, everything will come back. What? That sounds a fantasy, right? No, guys. וניבאתי כאשר צוויתי, ויהי קול כי נביא, והנה רעש, ותקרבו עצמות עצם על עצמו. Every part of the body will go back to where it was before. וראיתי והנה עליכם גידים ובשר, ויקרא עליהם אור מלמעלה ורוח אין בהם. Okay? Suddenly, now what Ezekiel sees that actually people are, he sees a demo of resurrection of the death. Okay? Now, ויאמר אליי, הנבא אל הרוח, הנבא בן אדם ואמרת אל הרוח, כה אמר אדוני אלוהים, מארבע רוחות בואי הרוח, ופחי בהרוגים האלה ויחיו. Okay? Now, the soul will come back to the bodies. Now, all of this ceremony, Ezekiel sees in his eyes. Now, he says, והנבאתי כאשר ציווני ותבוא בהם הרוח ויחיו ועמדו על רגליהם חיל גדול מאוד. And then everybody starts to wake, to start, like nothing happened. What? He was dead 10 minutes ago. Now you're alive? Wow! ויאמר אליי בן אדם העצמות האלה, כל בית ישראל, המה הנה אומרים יבושו עצמות ועבדה תקוותנו נגזרה עלינו. Now, wow, that's surprising, that's exciting. לכן ינבא ואמרת להם, כה אמר אדוני אלוהים, and God said, I'm opening your graves. I will take you out of the grave, and I'll bring you to the land of Israel, and you will know that I'm God, and when I opened your graves, ונתתי רוח בכם, I'll give you your soul back. You'll go back, you'll have a normal life. And then you will see. Why? Because I'm God. I said so, and what I said will happen. Basically, God is not a politician. A politician says, the next day, nothing's true, right? But if God said so, it will happen. Now, guys, this is the main prophet that talks about it, okay? We have 2 more, Daniel and Isaiah talks about it, but we'll talk about it later, okay? Now, guys, till here. Now, I want to talk to you about something very interesting, okay? Now, some people tell us, some people just say, hey, doesn't make sense, right? How it's possible? Now, the answer is, guys, it's possible from a little tiny seed of sperm that with the little eggs that catch will be a human being. Why that's not a miracle? Because I'm used to it. It's nature. Guys, I want to tell you a very, very huge chidush, something new I want to tell you. There is a bone, okay? We call it etzem haluz. It's a small bone that is exactly here. I don't know exactly where, but it's here. That bone is like the DNA of the body. You'll smash it, you'll break it, you'll burn it, nothing will happen to it, okay? That bone will be the DNA that in the future, people will wake up in the resurrection of the death. That will be awesome, guys. And now, there is a story in the Gemara, okay, about what I said, okay? Joshua, the son of Hananiah, was meeting a Roman Caesar, a big Roman important person, okay? Now that Roman guy asked him, hey, you're a genius, you're from the nation of Israel. Tell me, how you can say that? How can you say that somebody who's dead will wake up? Now, you need to know, Rabbi Joshua was a genius. Now, he was burying bodies, he was doing a big mitzvah, putting bodies in the ground. Now, he took one of the etzim, he took the luz. He took a part of a luz, and he showed the Caesar. He said, now look, this is the DNA. This is the place. You see that part? That from the resurrection of the death, it will start. Bring me fire. It's not getting burned. Take a hammer. Boom, boom. It didn't stay. It didn't break. Wow. The Torah is real. The genius of Israel knows what they're saying. The Roman guy said, wow. Okay, and that's a proof from the Gemara that that bone will always stay there, and that's the DNA for the resurrection of the death. Okay? So, guys, some people ask me, just a second, okay, how I'm gonna come back? How? I'll be 40, I'll be 70, I'll be 90. I had a broken leg, I had no leg. What's gonna happen? Guys, the answer is, everyone, even if somebody was a handicap, he will come back in the beginning handicap. And then God will heal everybody. It will be in the process. And eventually, everybody will be 20 years old forever. Why 20? Because that's the age that you're, in your best, and you look the best, you're in the best shape, plus minus, okay? Now, let's go on to the next shocking story. In the Gemara, in Sanhedrin, okay, was a guy, atheist guy, who asked Rabbi Ben Pasisa, that's his name. He told him, listen, you say that the deaf people will come back. How it's possible? And you're saying that they will come back with their clothes. Oh, man, it doesn't make sense. He tried to make fun. And then what he told him, listen, if somebody now, there is a person, in 9 months he's going to be born. He wasn't exist. There is nothing. And in 9 months, he's going to be a baby, right? So it's needless to say, if that baby was nothing 9 months ago, so somebody who had already a life here, needless to say that God can bring him back, right? Oh, it's needless to say, because in the first time when he was a baby, it was nothing. Now he has a bone, so it even makes more sense. Okay, guys? So, it says, מעולם נוצרו בכאלה שהיו כבר קיימים פעם אחת, לא כל שכן. Needless to say, guys. And that makes me even more curious. Okay? Now, I want to show you. In the book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 2, it says, ורבים מישני אדמת עפר יקיצו, אלה לחיי עולם, ואלה לחרפות לדיראון עולם. Many people will come back to life from the ground, from the mud, right? They will come back. Some people will be forever, and some people will die. Why we say that? Why Daniel said that? Guys, and here's something you need to know. Many people say, I don't believe it's going to be a resurrection of the dead. I don't believe. So all the people who said will come back, they will get up, they will see in their eyes how they were wrong, how they were making fun, how they were like making jokes, they will see in the eyes they were wrong, and then they will die again. And here I want to stop for a second and make sure we know what we're doing. We need to make sure where we're standing. Okay, guys? Because some people are still stealing. If you steal, you will stay in the ground. If you murder or do other violations, there's no chance, guys. The people who will survive is the righteous people. Okay? Now, why I said that? That it's painful, guys. Right now in this world, we have a chance, we have a choice to do good, to do bad, to choose whatever you want. But guys, there's consequences for each action. So how we will be in that group, okay? That makes me remember another question. Okay, let's say in the help of God, the Messiah will arrive now. Boom. Now everybody's alive. Okay? Wow, we're alive. The Messiah is here. Wow, exciting. What about the people who are alive? Okay? Because it says in the beginning of Genesis that from the mud, from the ground, you're here, until to the ground you'll go back. Means it's for each human being. So there is an opinion that says that if you will survive in the days of Messiah, right, you will die for 5 minutes and wake up. Why? Because that's the curse. Okay? And some people said no, but that's basically what we're saying. Okay? So that gives me a very, very shocking moment now to tell you guys, this is the time. We're almost in the end, guys. Everything happens fast. It's Sunday. In 5 minutes, it'll be Saturday already. Time goes so fast, guys. We need to remember and realize and use wisely the time to study, to respect God, okay? To do good stuff, okay? If somebody's jealous or somebody has bad values or somebody's doing horrible stuff, guys, he's missing eternity, okay? This is not a scary movie. I don't know, it was a movie, Cemetery for Animals. No, guys, we're talking about serious issues here, okay? You have no doubt, each Christian, each Muslim, each one who, it's probably 80% of this world, who believes in the Bible, and he sees very clear verses that says that God will bring back the deaf people. Why? Why? Well, that's the question. Why can be a soul? The answer, guys, the body is doing efforts. Right, I have a soul, I'm praying, I'm doing stuff, but my body was working too. My body was going to help my mother buy groceries. In my body, I went to the ocean to speak to God. In my body, I was eating and appreciating. In my body, I did a lot of good stuff. So, the body needs to get a reward. You understand? The body and the soul together. Okay? And what's gonna happen later, we'll see. Okay? It's shocking, guys. Isaiah chapter 26, verse 19. יחיו נבלתי יקומו, נקיצו ורננו שוכני עפר. Okay, it's time. You're a dead person now. You're nothing. Get up, get up, get up. God said so. And start dancing. And start being thankful. Wow. It will happen in a minute, guys. It's hard to believe, maybe, but it's the truth, right? Do you believe that? I know the sun will come here, but you know what a miracle is that the sun goes exactly in the same place he needs to go, in the stars. It's huge miracle, guys. Now, guys, I want to tell you exactly, according to the Midrash, what's going to happen. Now, guys, that will solve you a lot of questions, okay? I'm not making any story. Everything we're talking about It's from the text. Okay. Now, there is a very interesting book, one of the biggest rabbis here wrote. He took all the Gemaras and put it together about the resurrection of the death. Now, question, what God will do in the time of Tchiyat HaMetim, resurrection of the days, of the death? In the same hour, God will talk to the angels and he will tell them, hey, dear angels, I waited for this moment from the beginning of the world. This is the time, and I'm so happy for this time. The angels tell the guy, what do you want, God? Whatever you want, we'll do. Okay. Now, go to all the winds of the earth. Okay. Now, make prepare the situation. Bring down tal, we say. It's like water, small waters that will give the energy, okay? And wind, and prepare the place that that the graves could open easily. And bring everybody to the land of Israel. And bring each righteous person who was trying, not succeeding, trying. We're not here to succeed. We can succeed, sometimes we fail. It's okay, guys. We're here to try. If we're angels, we're perfect. We're not angels, we're human beings. So the ones who tried, who talked to me, who want me, who respect me, who was a good influence for this world, one who was respecting, being nice, being kind, and they will be so happy. And I'll bring them to Israel, and I'm giving them life, eternity. Wow. Guys, God is waiting for this moment. Okay, now it's not in our brain to understand. So if he waits for that moment, why he's not doing it already? It says, my thoughts is not your thoughts. Okay, means the thinking, the state of thinking of God is totally different than a human being. Okay? You can ask, how come it was so evil people in the world? We cannot understand. It says in Psalms, in Tehillim, King David says, Az zayinu kecholmim. Then we're going to be like the people who dream. Az yamaleh sechok pinu. Then we're going to laugh. Oh, now I understand why I was sick. Now I'll understand why this happened. Now I'm going to understand why Hitler controlled. Now I'm going to understand why Stalin, that monster, was. Now I'm going to understand why this happened. Now I'm going to understand. You'll be so happy. All your doubts, all your questions will be completed. Now, the second question. What the angels are doing after that, what's going to happen, basically. Now, each angel is going. Now, they're preparing the ground, that each righteous person will know how to get, right? And then everybody will come together. Everybody will be together in Jerusalem. The first one who's gonna get up, it's Moses, big Moses. Guys, imagine, close your eyes for a second. Imagine now, I wish long life for everybody. And in the good case, that we'll stay and will not die. In the bad case, we'll die for 5 minutes and wake up. But imagine the scenario that you see all your prophets, all the righteous people, your grandfather, everybody, even you didn't know, God knows, people sometimes don't know. God will bring them back to teach them, okay? The only ones who's not gonna join the resurrection of the dead is the bad people, the evil people, the nasty people, the people who were rude, okay? But most of the people just do mistakes because they're weak. What can I do? I'm weak. It's not talking about you, okay? You will be there, but we need to be ready, guys. We need to be Prepare to that. That will be exciting, guys. Now, one more question before we continue. Now, like it says, what's going to happen now? Now come, live. No financial problems. No health issues. No sick. You're fine. You're here now for eternity. Eternity is not even 2,000 years. It's not the beginning, guys. Eternity, it's non-stop. Now, I wanted 8, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 6. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay? 6, it's a little Kabbalah, okay? So be aware, okay? Be concentrate. 1, up, 2, down, okay? 3, east, west, up and down, okay? Now, what's 7? 7 is the Sabbath, and 8 is eternity. Now, what's the proof? Okay? Now, write 8. Okay, continue writing. Okay, I'm continuing. Each number you write, you finish. 1, it's finished. 4, it's finished. 8, 10 million years later, it's still writing. I'm still writing. 8 is the eternity number, okay? That's the special number. That's why 8, remember, you write 8 and it will never be end, okay? That's what we're talking about, guys. Don't miss it, okay? There's a lot of attempting stuff in the world. Come here, go do this, go sit here. And that place is dangerous. You might do a very hard violation. Here, if you take that drug, you might get crazy. If you do it and you get crazy, how are you going to serve God? There is a lot of issues that we need to wake up, okay? Be ready, be prepared. Okay, guys? Now, I want to tell you a very, very something shocking, okay? There is a rabbi, big rabbi from the Gemara, okay? Rabbi Hanina ben Dosa. He was a huge giant, huge holy person. One day, he was poor. One day, as you know, when Jewish people are lighting the Shabbos candles, okay, they put olive oil. Now that Shabbos, his daughter had no oil. And she was so sad. And Rabbi Hanina was watching his daughter sad. Said, "Hey daughter, what happened? What happened? I have no oil. I have no oil to light." So what's the problem? You have what's the name? Chometz, sour, like that sour thing, chometz. Yeah, if somebody knows chometz, okay, it's like something sour that you put. Okay, who said to the oil to be light and shiny? We'll say to that chometz, to that sour thing to light. What's the problem? Okay, and she lighted, and it was a light. It stayed for 24 hours. What? How it's possible? Guys, I want to tell you what's the reason. Okay, many people will argue and say that's not possible. That's not possible. But we need to see it in this way. Okay, it's a miracle that I'm alive now. That's a miracle. It's a miracle that the oil makes the fire stay. That's a miracle. Like if that sour liquid will stay. Both of them is a miracle, guys. There's no difference for the rabbi. Okay, that's like all the in Egypt, the 10 huge bings that the Egyptians got. That's, guys, a miracle. And drinking water and going to the bathroom, that's a miracle too. There's no difference. Okay, so that's the conclusion. Okay, So there's no here any excuse, okay? This life is a miracle. All we need to do is stick with God, guys. Stick with the truth. Stick with who said, Baruch she'amar v'haya ha'olam. The one only God, okay, who gave us instructions, okay? How to live this life. How to make the best of ourselves, okay? And he gave us, okay, the Torah. He gave us the prophets, okay? Don't look for you have, before people are studying other stuff, study the original book that you believe already, okay? If you don't believe, I need to prove you that God is real. Okay, I'll prove you, Even so, I really, deep inside my heart, I believe that everyone in this universe believes in God. But it's easy to doubt, because if you doubt, then you feel, okay, I can do whatever I want. I don't have God in my life, so I don't need to explain why I'm doing A, B, why I'm wrong, why. There's no God. But inside, deep his heart, obviously he believes. Now, guys, I want to read you a very, very shocking letter that Aristotle, everybody knows Aristotle, okay? Aristotle was a very, very smart giantess. Brilliant, so genius. He wrote a letter to Alexander Mokdon, to the big Alexander. I have a short about the big Alexander. Oh, you're right. Now check it out, guys. Now, if you tell to each one, Aristotle, Aristotle is a genius. Aristotle. Let's see what he said. Okay? One day, Aristotle, when he was old, probably a year before he died, he decided to write a letter to Alexander Mokdon, and that's the letter. Baruch Hashem hapokech einayim. Thank God who gave me eyes, which I was blind and I see now. Hamareh lachataim derech yeshara, who shows the sinners the right way. Me'ulal yeh betihila anaveh. He's amazing. He's brilliant, that God. Aristo, it's not Rabbi Akiva. Aristo. כי איני יודע להללו על הרחמים והחסד הרב שעשה עמי. I don't know how to explain, right? How many favors God did to me. שהוציאני מן השטות הזה שהייתי שקוע בו כל ימיו. From all the nonsense I did all my life. What's nonsense? People are wasting their time for nonsense, okay? I'm not saying all the nonsense is wrong. I'm not saying it's a sin, okay? But let's say, for example, somebody plays cards. In the beginning, he plays half an hour a week. And then half a year later, it's 3 times a week. And then 4 years later is 12 hours a day, okay? It's not a sin, right? But you're wasting your life, yo! What about all the time you can talk to God? What about all the time you can study the Bible to know who the God is, okay? The time is the biggest gift God gave us. Check it out, what he says. I was down, I was doing stupid stuff. Now, I was, doing all the philosophy stuff. להסביר כל דבר כדרך הטבע שמובא על פי השכל. ועשיתי ספרים הרבה בחוכמה הזו ככל אשר השפת הים. I was writing so many books about philosophy, about nature, about all of this stuff. עד שנתווכחתי עכשיו בערוב חיי עם חכם אחד. Till I met a guy, a big giant from Israel. And he told me, and he showed me all the brilliant Gemaras. He showed me everything. He showed me the wisdom of the nation of Israel. And I knew what's the Torah that God gave to the nation of Israel in the mountain of Sinai. V'umashach libi, and my heart was connecting to that prophets and all the amazing details. And he told me so many new stuff I didn't know. Then I become smarter. And me, I was a wild guy who didn't understand that most of the things I can say all the things that God is doing, it's above nature. And when I see that, I put I'll explain it, okay? I was looking at nature, but now I'm not looking at nature. I'm looking at God, that he's above the nature and he can do whatever he wants, okay? And when I see that, I gave my heart to start learning the Torah. You know, the Torah that for 7 laws of Noach and all the emunah and all of the stuff we can learn. There's a lot of stuff to learn. And then I knew that everything there is real. I'm Aristotle saying it. It's not a homeless who argues and doesn't know anything. Aristotle, okay? And it's not like the philosophy, which is nonsense. Aristotle saying it. That's why, dear Alexander Magdon, the big king, אל ידיחו ספריי, לא אותך ולא חברך הפילוסומי. Leave my books away. All the books I wrote during the year. Leave it. It's nonsense. שאילו היה בכוחי לאסוף את כל הספרים שחיברתי בחוכמה הזאת, בוודאי שהייתי שורף אותם באש. If I had the ability to collect all my books and burn them, that's what I was doing. But I cannot do it because my books are already spread all over the world. ואי אפשר לכנס כולם. I cannot bring everybody and burn the books. And I know that's shocking, guys. I have goosebumps when what Aristotle said. And I know the big punishment that God will give me for the horrible stuff I did. That I lost time in my hands in the horrible things I did. That's why, Alexander, big Alexander, you know me, I'm Aristotle. I'm writing you this letter to tell you and your friends that most of the things that you want to explain in the nature, to explain in your brain, is nonsense. You cannot. That obviously God, who is the master, and he is the master of all the power, means it's not relevant for my piece of brain. Okay? Now, I'm continue. And this, guys, take this letter that Aristotle said, the most smartest giantess who lived probably in the last 1,000 years, and listen to what he says. And this is so important. And מפני שמזלי גרם ספריי, and because my luck was that all my books will spread, I'm telling you now, don't lose your time. Don't look at nonsense. Don't study philosophy that will just tell you an answer, maybe yes, maybe no. No, go to the Bible, go to the original. Because the philosophy is lie. There's no lies, okay? They say that the lie has no legs, okay? Somebody could lie, but eventually, even if it takes time, eventually everybody will see the lie. Now, I got saved. I'm doing tshuva. I'm a Noachite now. That I told you. And I'm stopping what I'm doing and I'm telling you. And it's my fault that I didn't find out before. I didn't know, but now I know. I was living in a huge mistake. My heart is burning. Why did it? Look what Aristotle is saying to Alexander Mokdom. And I want you to know that the same big rabbi told me, I found a lot of books in the book of Mishlei that King Solomon was writing. שלא ייגרר האדם אחרי חוכמת הפילוסופיה. Don't go after philosophy that gives you questions. לשמורך מאישה זרה מנוכריה מריה החליקה. אוי לעיניים שכחות. And guys, I want to be open with you guys, okay? What he's saying, that King Solomon said, be careful from a married women. Please, I wasn't careful. I'm Aristo. I'm an important person. I'm going to the bar and I see a woman and she's married, but I'm Aristo. And then I just talk to her. She talks to me And I'm going with some married women. Why? I was smart. No, I wasn't smart. I wasn't smart. I was doing something horrible, violating one of the 7 laws of Noach. Being with some married women. I was just thinking about myself. And when King Solomon said, be careful from married women. Oy, my eyes that see that. Oy, to my ears that I heard that. Oh, I just was wasting my body and my all my power I had for nothing. Nothing happened. No, it didn't help me for anything. וזה שאתה משבח אותי, ואתה אומר שיצא שמי בכל העולם בגלל הספרים שעשיתי ומעריצים אותי הערצה רבה, ודאי טוב המוות מפני שזה... And now that everybody says, oh, Aristo, and I know inside I'm in a lie, that even makes the situation worse. Me, Aristo, I have money, I'm rich, I'm famous, everybody respects me, and I know I live in a totally lie. I was going after this nonsense of this world. You know, I'm Aristo, look. And now, I want to tell you guys, and it's continue, and the people are studying the Torah. They will have a share to the world to come. And that's the right wisdom, right state of mind. Amazing, you know. And the people who read my book will go to hell. And I have no problem to get punishment instead of them. Look, guys. Look, Aristo. Aristo become the big righteous. Okay? ובזה שלא כתבתי לך מכתב זה קודם לכן. And now, guys, it's shocking. It's just amazing. And the fact that I didn't write you a letter before, I was afraid maybe you'll be right. Maybe you'll be angry at me. And you'll do something bad to me. אבל עכשיו גמרתי. אומר להודיע לך דבר. I'm already all half dead. I don't care. I'm giving you this letter. Because I know before this letter will get to your hand, I will already be dead. Probably that was, really, he was big time sick. Okay? I got to my end. The Shalom in Amore Aristo. Goodbye from the big professor, giantess, scientist, genius, Aristo. I'm leaving this world. And this is the letter to big Alexander. In that way, I can at least give you this letter that maybe somebody will read it and change his way. Now, guys, I didn't give you here a big rabbi. I give you the most smart human being who lived, who understand that he was fair. It's important to be fair, okay? Some people, giantess, or people say that you could be smart, but you can be dumb. You know how many people were smart but evil? Doesn't make sense. You know, you need to be smart, but guys, it always says be heart smart, not brain smart. Heart smart, okay? Because when you're smart in your heart, I need to be careful from this place, okay? Why? Because I know if I go inside, I'll go with some married women. That what Aristo said. I wasn't smart. I ruined my life. My wife caught me. I had mess in my life. Why? Because I wasn't in the right state of wisdom, okay? And that's, guys, I want to conclude, okay? It's close. It's here. It's clear. Almost here, guys. We don't know when, but it's close. The time is here, guys. Resurrection of the death, okay? We don't need to think too much how. We need to believe it's going to happen, okay? The Rambam says in one of the 13 principles that you must believe in the resurrection of the death. If you don't believe, it's like you don't believe in God. You cannot say, yes, I believe in God, but I believe A, B, C. I believe that he's giving me oxygen, but I believe that he doesn't care what I'm doing. Wrong. You are violating the 7 laws of Noach. I believe in God, but I don't think really he cares what I'm doing. wrong. He cares what you're doing. Okay? So that's basically what I'm saying. The conclusion. Okay? Guys, live your life. Each day is a gift. Each day is a powerful day. You can get to a lot of success, spiritual success, eating right, sleeping right, treating nice to parents, having a nice family, having dinners with your family, making people happy, making people laugh. You know, don't be sad. Don't be miserable. It's very easy to become miserable. If you become miserable, wash your face, go to the nature and, hey, God, wake me up. Wake me up. I need to wake up. Okay, guys? It's close. Guys, we need to study the Tanakh, original Tanakh, the prophets. You cannot study and then go to something else. It doesn't make sense. When you build a house, you need, first of all, the basic. You cannot build it doesn't make sense. Okay? The Torah is so long. There's a lot of stuff we can study together. And that's why I'm here, guys. Okay? If you have any questions, you're more than welcome to write me an email. I have it in my YouTube channel, guys. All the best. God bless you. It's been a pleasure being with you. Take care. All the best. God bless you.